How's it going, everybody? On the Real, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows non-spoiler review. Today, on the Razman's Reality. Alrighty, so as I said, this is a non-spoiler review. I will be doing a spoiler review uploaded directly after you see this review go up, but this is the one you can watch if you haven't seen the film and you are a TMNT fan, which obviously you would be a TMNT fan if you are watching any kind of review on Out of the Shadows to find out if it's worth watching. I also want to quickly mention that I am starting a new tutorial series. It's going to be a 5-part series on editing a video from start to finish, inspired by a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, Scott Chill Pilgrim, who you've seen give me tons and tons of gifts here over the course of the history of this channel. He is getting serious about video editing himself and was asking my advice on some things, and I know I've done many a tutorial on editing in the past, but I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity because of how many years I've been doing this to really make it short and sweet and to the point and make it really easy for somebody to pick up on. So just keep an eye out for that if you've ever wondered how I get my YouTube videos from start to finish whenever you see a episode. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Obviously, since this is non-spoiler, all we're going to do is assume that you've seen the last film. Now, if you're a Turtles fan and you saw the last film, the thing that you really were not a fan of about the last film was A, the Turtles were not the stars of the film at all, and B, the design of the Turtles and Splinter and Shredder and all the characters were just a huge put-off. It was a bit like watching a Transformers movie inside the TMNT universe, since Michael Bay is, of course, involved with these films. So, let me put your mind at ease right off the bat. The Turtles are the stars of Out of the Shadows. The human characters are very, very secondary, despite the addition of Casey Jones. And the designs of the actual turtles themselves have gotten a lot better. They're still a lot bigger than what we feel like they should be, what the animated series, what the comics, and what any previous live action incarnation before the previous film had ever depicted them as being. They're still far too big in that aspect, but gone are the overly human aspects of the design. They look and feel like turtles in this film. They just look like the design for a turtle that they went for in the last film. But the designs are better and the characterization of the turtles is far, far better. All 4 of these turtles, especially Leonardo, who thankfully in this film is not voiced by Johnny Knoxville. It was a great voice choice, and it was actually the voice, as was the case of all 4 of the turtles, it was the voice of the guy doing the motion capture. And if you have the first film, the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that set up this current version of the live action universe, you will know that that is one good thing about the Turtles universe in this incarnation. The 4 guys playing the Turtles are huge Ninja Turtles fans. They know the characters inside and out. They really, really wanted to make a good film with the last film, and they all absolutely got their chance to do so with this film. So, better characterization for the turtles, and better look for the turtles, and more turtles, way more turtles on screen. I'm assuming by now you've seen at least one trailer, and you are aware that Bebop and Rocksteady make their film debuts. They're great in this film. I will talk about them a lot more in the spoilers review, but for what we got of them, and that's the only thing I can say about it without getting into spoiler territory, but for what we got of them, they were great in this film. Great inclusion. Both the actors playing the roles were fantastic in my opinion. Yes, even Sheamus from WWE fame. Tyler Perry is great as Baxter Stockman in this film. You almost feel like you're watching a version of Andre, otherwise known as Black Nerd Comedy. So if you're a huge fan of Black Nerd Comedy and you know how much he loves the TMNT universe and is involved with everything with the Nickelodeon people and all the love he gives the Ninja Turtles throughout the entire history of his channel, it was almost like Nickelodeon said, hey, we're gonna cast Andre in this movie and let Andre be in this movie, but we need a bigger name just to satisfy the studio, so we're gonna show Tyler Perry a bunch of Andre Black Nerd Comedy video clips and tell him that's how you portray Baxter Stockman. Because Baxter Stockman was very enthusiastic, he was very into his role in this film, and there's really a lot there that can really grow into another film if we get another film. And that's a big if, because unfortunately they chose to put this film out in June, right off the Civil War high, right off the just menace of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. So this was really bad timing, box office wise, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. At least from everything that I'm hearing so far. I hope that even though these reviews are going up after the film has been out for about 3 to 4 weeks, I hope that the film box office numbers still grow a little bit, and I hope it does really well on Blu-ray, because there was definitely enough here to want to see a third film. Absolutely there was. The problems that this film had a lot to do with things that studios feel like they have to do, especially if they're going for a general movie audience, to create a story that average moviegoer can see and follow, and they're not making it a 100% comic book or animated cartoon film type of vibe. That was the major problems here, was the story, and quite frankly, the inclusion of two characters who, although they were iconic from the franchise and it was so awesome to see them in the movie, really didn't need to be there. But overall, if the last Turtles left a bad taste in your mouth, you are going to love this Turtles movie. This Turtles movie was basically as close as we're probably ever going to get to the 80s cartoon brought to life from start to finish, and there was even more put into it at the end that if we do get a third film, leads me to believe there's going to be more and more from both the 80s and 90s cartoon and the 2003 cartoon, and even the current Nickelodeon series that we all love. They're just really, really doing a good job now with this universe. And as such, it's just got a lot of potential going forward. A lot. A whole lot. So, bottom line is, if you are skeptical about this film because you're a very, very long time TMNT fan, or even if you just are a recent fan of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you just weren't a fan of the way that the characters were brought to life in the live action film in the last one, give this one a chance because you will like it. As far as the rating systems go, if I was to make this out of 10, I would give it a 8 out of 10. That's how strong of a film it actually is. The 2 points off I will explain when I get into all the spoilers and all the Easter eggs, which you will see next time. So, as always, thank you to my financial supporters, Burge, Dan, and Jan. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to become a financial supporter of the Razman's Reality yourself, just hit me up on PayPal at razmansreality@gmail.com. Again, that's razmansreality, just like it is here on YouTube, at gmail.com. I have to cut out the middleman due to my disability. I can't use sites like Patreon and GoFundMe, so just send me a direct donation and know that no matter how big or small it is, it all goes right back into the show to make it bigger and better for all of you. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.